Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is just me, TinieTashaa, or you can call me Tasha like everyone else does. Happy New Year! We made it through 2020. I can't believe it. We survived probably the worst year so far in our lifetimes. Like 2020, wow, that was a real one. That was a heavy one. Just popped on today because I asked on Instagram whether there was any hair related videos you guys wanted me to do, and I just wanted to do a super quick video, jump on and just basically answer this one question that I got asked. And I haven't actually done a video dedicated to this subject. I've spoken about it a lot in all my other hair videos, but I haven't actually done a specific video about this. So I'm gonna do a whole video on it. It shouldn't be very long and it should answer all your questions revolving this hair subject. This question, and I'm not going to call the video this, I was going to call the video this, but it's so long, so I'm not going to. But this video is basically about how to clap back at crusty old men and Karens when they make snide comments about your buzz cut. Yes, that was what I was going to call this video, but it's very long. I am just going to basically chat to you today about how I deal with shit from people about having a buzz cut and being a straight female with a buzz cut, and also why people act this way and how you should look at it to not take it seriously and personally, because a lot of the time it's very easy to, and I don't want you to have to go through that. And I don't want you to grow out your buzz cut because of these stupid people. That's like the last thing I want. I get shit too, like we all do, but it's about how you deal with it and why these people do it. And as soon as you know that, you're less likely to take it to heart. So 9 times out of 10, it's usually men who give you shit or have things to say about your buzz cut. It's not all the time, but it is a large amount of the time. And the reason why they're rude about your buzz cut, i.e. they say you look like a man, they think you're gay, think you're ill is another one, because they're so incredibly uncomfortable with how comfortable you are in yourself and how confident you are in being able to be yourself, and it makes them uncomfortable. So I think that's what it is. It's completely different being confident with a shaved head than being confident with long hair, because usually when there's someone who's confident, who stereotypically what females should look like, long hair, makeup or whatever, that is easier to accept. A girl being pretty that looks like a stereotypical female than a female who isn't stereotypically looking female and is still attractive, or they find attractive, and it puts them off guard because it's not with what they've been brought up to think is attractive, or not what a female is considered to look like, and therefore it throws them off that you're so comfortable about that and they're not. It doesn't necessarily mean there's no one that finds women with the shaved head or buzz cuts attractive. That's not what I'm saying at all, and there's a large majority of people who do. But it's about them being uncomfortable that they then push on you. And that's what I found the issue is. And even if it's a female who comes up to you and expresses some form of rudeness towards you, 9 times out of 10, it's because they are uncomfortable with your confidence. It's literally as simple as that. That shouldn't be your priority to make other people feel better. It should be your own to make you feel better and feel good. So the reason I was probably asked how I clap back at people is because it can get so exhausting. People constantly coming up to you and saying mean things, or asking why you shaved your head, or why you want to look like a boy, or why would you do that, you'd be so pretty with hair. The answer that I simply say to them is around the lines of that my confidence upsets them, and it comes from that background. And as long as whenever someone says anything, and it can be extremely rude, you realise that it comes from a place of them being uncomfortable, not you. It's never about you. There's been a couple of times where a man, specifically a man, or men have come up to me and gone, why do you have a shaved head? Like, you've got such a pretty face, it's such a shame that you don't have any hair. Or I've had before, I don't know why I find you attractive. I'm not gay, but there's something about you that's attractive, and I don't like girls with no hair, so I don't know what it is, but I'm definitely straight, I'm not into guys. And usually my response is, oh, you know, that's such a shame that you're so uncomfortable with yourself, that you try and make me feel uncomfortable because I know who I am. I'm never rude, I never apologise, I never belittle myself, ever. And I think that's the way to go around it. Never be rude, never be disrespectful, but be honest. Aw, that is such a shame that you can't appreciate who you are, so you try and make me feel worse about myself. You're the one with the problem, not me. Sorry, do I look uncomfortable right now? No. You're the one who's uncomfortable, not me. And that is always how I put it across. No matter how rude they are, don't rise to it. Sorry, does my confidence make you uncomfortable? Does my head make you uncomfortable? Not my problem. It always makes them go, oh shit. Because that's not what they're expecting from you. They're expecting you to get angry and to get up all in their face. Don't let them being so uncomfortable make you uncomfortable, because it's not fair on you. You've spent all this time learning to love yourself. You shouldn't, you know, shrink yourself down because other people don't like it. If anything, it should make you want to be bigger, make you want to be like, sorry? So basically, all I'm trying to say is that 9 times out of 10, if someone's got something horrible to say about your buzz cut, it's because it comes from such an insecure, deep-rooted place for them. And it might not be necessarily an insecurity in the sense of the way they look, but it could be they're insecure about the fact that you're not sticking to that social norm, that stereotypical female way of looking, that makes them uncomfortable. The fact that you're different makes them uncomfortable. And I think that's why that man who came up to me and couldn't understand why he found me attractive was so uncomfortable about finding me attractive, because he wasn't used to the fact that he found me attractive. Do you know what I mean? He couldn't understand, and that made him uncomfortable and insecure about himself, and therefore insecure about his own sexuality, because he found me attractive, because I don't have hair, because I'm not a part of any form of social norm. And it sounds so stupid when I say it out loud, but it's true, and it is the world we live in still. And unfortunately, it's something people has got to understand, that we all have been told that there's a certain normality of a female. It's sort of like, you know, when there's a red button and they say you can't press it because it will do something, it makes you want to press it more. Or like if someone says don't touch that plate, it's hot, so you touch it. It's the same sort of thing with social norms for some people. So you've got this image of a female that it sort of makes you want to do the complete opposite because you don't feel comfortable looking like that. I'm basically like a big red button that walks around, and there's some people who know they're not supposed to touch it but want to, in the sense of they know they're not supposed to find me attractive, but because of that they do. You know what I mean? And that comes from such a insecure place that they then take it out on you as if it's your problem, when really it's so deep rooted that it's actually their own. Once you understand that theory and understand that when people are so horrendously rude to you, it's not because of you, it's because of them, you're able to not shrink down and feel bad about looking a certain way, but in actual fact you've got so much more to say about it. So I remember when I first shaved my head and I had a really horrific situation with my best friend. We were in a club and there was a group of footballers, right? And they were out on like a lads' night, and one of them came up to my friend and said, oh, do you mind taking like a group picture of us? Obviously this was pre-COVID, how the world has changed. And she was like, yeah, that's fine. And then she was like, oh, Tash, do you mind taking the picture? Because I'm gonna go get us some drinks. I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I stood there and I said, all right, guys, 3, 2, 1, cheese. And then a large amount of them, pretty much all of them, smiled and was like having a laugh or whatever. And then there was one person at the back who shouted, instead of saying cheese, why is there some bald girl taking this picture? She looks like a boy. It was something like that. He shouted it. And everyone who was around us sort of stopped what they were doing, stopped talking and looked at me. And I was just holding this camera, and then I heard one of the other boys in the football clan said, "Oi, that was really out of order." And I just froze and I didn't know what to say. I think I said something like, "Oh, at least I get attention from the opposite sex, but it seems like you struggle." Or I come back with something, and a couple of the lads were like, "Oh shit." But it stuck with me that night. Like, I felt so crap and so self-conscious for the entire rest of the night. And like, loads of the other lads came up to me and said sorry for their friend, didn't see this guy or know what he looked like, and yeah, it stuck with me for the rest of the night. And I went to the toilets with my friend and cried my eyes out for a little bit and just came back and got drunk and got over it. But things like that do happen, and it's about not letting it get to you like it did me that first time, but actually coming back with something to say, and not let it ruin your night and ruin your confidence just because someone else is so deep-rootedly uncomfortable with it. So yeah, to answer the question, how I clap back, is I never ever come back with anything rude. I never come back swearing or being disrespectful to that person, because you're lowering yourself to that tone and you don't need that. I always come back just being genuinely honest. That's how I deal with it. Never lower yourself, because you're the one with the confidence and you don't want to come across like a horrific person as well. You know, push it back on them. They're the one with the problem, not you. So I hope that was helpful. Don't let people get you down, and don't not get a buzz cut because you're worried about what other people think. As long as you're happy, you feel confident and can enjoy the experience, then do it. Just be prepared and understand why people act the way they do, because there's always a reason and it's never your fault when it comes to something so stupid and menial as the way you look. Remember that, because it's important. And this was a really quick video because I literally have nothing else to say on the matter, because I don't want to spend any more of my time having to discuss small-minded people. I can't be bothered with it. But I hope that was helpful. And if you have any questions, and I might have missed stuff because I didn't prepare this, I just sat and blabbered. If you've got any questions, pop it down there. And yeah, if you like this video and if you've got any other hair video ideas, please leave them down below. If you haven't subscribed, do it now. You're here, you might as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week. Oh, also, Happy New Year!